What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Young Sketch Young Flex, coach of your Seattle Smeargles. And today, people, I'm bringing you my not just one, but two draft analysis because I'm actually in two competitive leagues as of the off season from the Pokemon Global League. And in my spare time, I will be playing in the National Competitive Pokemon Conference and the Indigo LOL League. And I had both drafts within the last 2 weekends, and ironically both of them was while I was at work. But I mean, it's not bad. I actually drafted pretty well in both leagues. Let's see, which one should I start in? I will actually start with the Indigo, which I ended up having the #1 overall pick. And what I drafted with the #1 overall pick was something that is a monster in every league. Actually, it's a monster outside of leagues too. And that is Mega Metagross. This thing is a absolute monster. It shreds through teams like butter, bruh. Like, it goes through like black people in EBT. And this thing was too, I found out I had the #1 draft pick, like, I want to say a week and a half prior to the draft. And I'm sitting there and I'm debating, well, what do I draft #1? What do I draft? Like, I was considering drafting Sylveon #1. But I'm like, Mega Metagross is too much of a monster to pass up. I'm sorry, I've seen it do work in other leagues, and it's absolute monster. So with my #1 pick in the Indigo LOL League, I ended up picking Mega Metagross. Man, that base 145 attack after Mega Evolving and base 110 speed is nothing to mess with. But believe it or not, Mega Metagross is a defensive monster. What can I say? It absolutely shreds through teams, especially paired up with any pretty much. Man, I don't even. It's a wall breaker. It's a team breaker. Fuck that. It breaks through teams. So what can I say about Mega Metagross? So since this draft was snake format, I believe it was a while before I drafted. I had the 31st and 32nd pick. Now, which by the way is the end of the second round and beginning of the third. Now, I was debating on who to pick up next. My first choice was I needed a fairy type. Mega Gardevoir. Well, Gardevoir seems like a good option. And funny enough, me and Vinny, Super Gassy, we were talking about this in in a private chat, and it was just, wait, I had noticed something. Like, Sylveon didn't get picked up. Why didn't Sylveon get? Normally, this thing is taken within maybe the first 5-10 picks. They let Sylveon drop. So, obviously, my second choice was Sylveon. Now, having a good steel fairy core is ridiculously broken, but this right here is ridiculous. This is Metagross's defensive output. This is a cleric. This is a wish passer. This is a dragon check. This is a dark check. I mean the dragon helps here a lot, and I mean it's just a monster to deal with. So, and this base 110 special attack is not even bad. Pixelate, Hyper Voice, I've seen it destroy teams and lives. I mean, oh my lord. Again, talking with Vinny, we were like, well, you need a good steel fairy dragon core. And I'm like, well, the one dragon that I thought would drop down to round 3 didn't drop, which was Garchomp. And as much as I wanted Garchomp, it's 4 times weak to ice, and knowing Weavile's in the format, it doesn't sit well. But I also needed a ground resist from Mega Metagross's weakness to ground. And I'm sorry, it's the best move in the game, Earthquake. I mean, base 100 attack, base 100 attack power, 100, accuracy, and the only thing it doesn't hit is flying types and levitate users. Okay, that's fine. But, what gets levitate, is a dragon type and can be hard hitting. Hydreigon. Obviously Hydreigon with that nice base 125 special attack, not bad on the speed, and it actually can be run physical, but it was base 105 speed. This gives me an absolute check. I can switch into like stuff like Sylveon can switch to stuff like Weavile, but I believe this thing does get superpower if I'm correct. It can hit physical U-turn, Scarf U-turn, pivot out, go into something else. Not much to say. Like, this is actually the first time I think I've used Hydreigon in the League format. But it's gonna be quite interesting. The 3-headed Hell Hydra monster right here. It's gonna be amazing to use. I'm thinking, well, what's a good overall Pokemon that can pivot out? I can pair it with Hydreigon and pivot out. Can check other steel types while dodging Earth. Well, that doesn't care about things like Scald or EQ. I'm like, let's go back to Gen 1. And let's go to Zapdos. Let me talk about my man Zapdos. Base 125 attack, special attack. Base 100 speed, can be run bulky with lefties, can get defog, can get Heat Wave, can get I've used HP Grass variants for Road and Washes. Now, that means Zapdos, and it gets Volt Switch for, Volt Turn cores. Gets Toxic, gets Taunt, gets Rain Dance. I mean, you name it, Zapdos I think can get it. Like, my favorite variant is like Life Orb variant. Just all out attack. Drill Peck for like stuff like Conkeldurr. Because you would expect, an electric attack. Okay, so what? At this point in the draft, I've drafted Power. Now I need to draft support. And my number one concern about support was Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks in this format is critical because not only do you have to game plan around rocks, but it's like you have to make sure they stay off your, like any kind of hazard stay off your side of the field. Again, Garchomp was taken, and I'm still mad about that. Excadrill was taken, Tyranitar was taken, Chansey was taken. Yeah, I wanted Chansey actually. There were so many rocks used, but then Dolphin came to mind. I'm like, well, that's a wall. Not only is that a physical wall with that base 120 defense and 90 HP, but it gets sturdy, so I'm surviving at least one hit, and I can still get at rocks. I could knock off Ice Sharp, play rough, Earthquake. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do it. And not only does it serve as a rock setter, but it also serves as a rapid spinner in case I don't want to bring. Let's say I don't want to bring Zapdos 1 week with defog. I want to go all out attack, like hyper offensive attack with Zapdos, and I can bring Dolphin just for support like rocks and spinning away my opponent's hazards, whilst being able to survive at least one hit, and that's critical that is super critical in this format. Just that 1 HP right there serves a lot of purpose, because then it gives me the ability to be like, hey, I can switch this in next, get my rocks up, and I don't know, Ice Shard for damage. So even knockoff, it's a knockoff user too, which is like another key thing, because now I'm getting rid of items, and dolphing is a problem to deal with, and I can actually run this attack like as a physical attacker too, because that 120 base attack is also nothing to deal with. Let's see. And then the walls come. Okay, even I have to admit, this pick, Blissey as a pick, okay, Blissey as a pick was inspired by Papa C11, because playing him twice last year in the PGL, dealing with Blissey was a fucking problem. I mean, oh my fucking lord. Yeah, you think, yeah, get hit with a physical attack. Yeah, this man's smart enough to switch the fuck out. Alright? Blissey, has so many roles in it, and its fat ass ability. Let's start with its ability, Natural Cure, which means whenever I switch out, it cures itself. Not only that, but it gets Aromatherapy, Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave. Oh my fucking lord. It has reliable recovery and soft boil. It's massive. No. This is level 100 Blissey with EVs. 252, 714. You know what? Let's bring this to level 50, because this will be Wi-Fi. Let's see. Even at level 50, it is 362 max. Yeah, unless you're a physical attacker, unless you're a physical attacker, you're not getting past Blissey that easy. Even Focus Blast, it laughs at, bruh. This thing, now I see why Nurse Joy kept this shit in the anime, bruh. Like, it didn't keep it because it just resembled a nurse. This thing is a fat ass wall. This Team Rocket just came through and tried to hit it with a Focus Blast, but she just laughs at their face and just decides to toss them out the Pokemon Center. Fuck that. And then, I need to get, like, I got started late on a Fire, Water, Grass core. So I had to think, what's a good pickup? And this is the thing, this is the first time where I didn't get sniped, but my mind out-sniped me. I'll explain what happened. I went Vaporeon, which isn't a bad pick. You know, massive 130, I can run bold. Vaporeon, it's not bad. It serves a lot of purposes as well. It can actually fight Manaphy 1v1 Bard non-tailable variants. I mean, Energy Ball does 75% to it, but it can wish and then pass a wish on to somebody else at least. Scald, Ice Beam for Dragon types, and bulky enough to at least survive a couple of hits. This is another mod I've never used, but I'm very familiar with, while, watching a lot of other league battles, not just, and for people to say, well, you just watched the UCL and the GBA, I went beyond them too. Those were the last two I actually went with. I studied every league that I could, every season they had, every mod that, teams had, and I put research into what I wanted. And then my mind blanked, because this, as much as I love Vaporeon, there's another mon here I could have easily gotten for free, and nobody would have seen this coming. But it is what it is. Vaporeon is still there. I mean, Skull still gives me burn chance, and I'm still happy with that. I don't care. Now around round 10, I'm thinking, well, a lot of mons have been picked at this point. What is a good late draft steal? Very late draft steal. Klefki. I don't need to say more. It's a Klefki. You know, Prankster T-Wave, Prankster Spikes, Magnet Rise, Foul Play, Play Rough, yeah, that's pretty much Klefki. I still don't even know what the name is. Actually, I do have a name for this thing. But Klefki is just another, line of defense for me. As I said, I drafted walls, and then I was like, well, okay, I have the majority of my types that I wanted. I want a ghost type. Just for, like, the blocks rapid spins, but can still hit hard. And the one mon that I wanted, Gengar, was already taken, so I'm thinking, what's a low-tier Gengar? What is a very low-tier Gengar? I'm like, Miss Magius? Yeah, Miss Magius. I do believe this thing does get Dazzling Gleam. And it's like, its special side, both special attack and special defense, are not bad. It cannot take a physical hit though. I'm sorry, it's a ghost tail. What you expect? But I do believe, okay, Levitate. It gets Aerial Ace. Oh, it gets Dark Pulse, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball for water types. So that gives me a Suicune check. It's another Cleric. It's a momentum user. Oh man. Okay, nasty Pain Split. Okay. Let's see. It gets Sucker Punch? Taunt, Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, Trick. This thing, Icy Wind. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Skill Swap. I can actually see that being useful in some situations. Like, take away and make a Lopunny scrappy. Actually, that would actually hurt. Oh man, that would actually be pretty broken, because you're not hitting a ghost type with, stuff like Return or, Drain Punch or High Jump Kick. Yeah. And then I could be kind of a dick and just run Wonder Room, Miss Magius. Honestly, Wonder Room is one of those abilities that people at first were like, huh? But then you see how it's played out, and it's like, oh, I understand now, So that's Miss Magius in a boot. Then I'm thinking, well, let me continue this little fat theme I got going on between Blissey, Vaporeon, Klefki, and Dolphin. I'm like, well, what's another good low tier mon at this point? I'm thinking, what I've used in the PGL before. And that's Miltank. Let me talk about Miltank. My man Miltank here, though, rocks. It's another Stealth Rock user. I know my man Sky's got to be. I think it's kind of just ingenious, man, on the Sap Sipper ability as well. It also gets Scrappy, so if I wanted to hit ghost types myself, it's like I can, I could pair Body Slam to Double Edge, Earthquake, Fire Punch if I wanted to. And let me tell you, Miltank is deceptively fast, base 100 speed, base 105 defense, base 95 HP, and it's like, it's fat. It's a fat cow. This is Whitney's baby. I know everybody who's played Gen 2. Alright. I played Gen 2 when Gen 2 first came out, okay? And playing against Whitney's Miltank, yeah, that I was not about that life. Sorry. Then I'm thinking, alright, and thinking past Miltank, which is still an amazing mon. I'm thinking I still do not have a grass type. I'm like, oh my god, what do I dress with this? I'm like, what's something that's actually good that's still a grass type that has not been taken? And then I've got support, but I think I got ultimate support with Celebi. Now, you know, with any legendaries like base 100 attack, base 100 all around, but natural cure, Celebi, it's a monster, to be honest. It's move pool, man. It's larger than a lot of people think. Ancient power, baton pass, combine sets, designating double edge, earth power, energy ball, natural attacks I'll use, heal buff, so it's another cleric type, nasty plot, perish song, recover, so it has reliable recovery as well, seed bomb, so it can be physical, shadow bomb, so it can be special, stealth rock, so it can be supportive, sucker punch, Celebi. Okay, that's actually kind of new on me, but we'll take it. SD Celebi. Synthesis, again, another reliable recovery move. I can bring synthesis over recover if my opponent decides to actually bring a sun team, and that's 75% back. And then natural cure gets rid of any again, it's another mon that can get rid of any status element. So I can switch in on like toxic from like Mega Sableye and get away with it. I can toxic mons, I can trick, I can go Scarf Trick Celebi. I can go Thunder Wave, U-turn, so it fits into that Volt Turn core that I'm talking about with like stuff like Hydreigon and Zapdos, you know? Let's see what else does it get. Holy crap. Oh, I can block sand with like Rain Dance. I can go zero speed and go Trick Room, which actually, believe it or not, I can run a pseudo Trick Room real quick. I actually do have slow enough mons to do so. It's worrisome to get rid of, abilities that might be crippling me. So yeah. So, down to our last 3 picks. Another mon that I've used before is Lilligant. I needed something that could put something super so I can set up on it. Venusaur obviously was taken by far. So, Lilligant, actually I've used before. It's actually a pretty amazing mon. Decent speed, decent special attack. But it has access to Teeter Dance, Sleep Powder, oh my god, Quiver Dance. You can go HP Fire variants. You can go Leech Seed variants. It's a pretty decent mon for forcing your opponent to a bad situation, to be honest. At this point, I do not have a Psychic type, and I do not have a Dark type, and this is where I noticed where my draft kind of went blah, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, towards the end of the draft, a lot of the monsters I want to be taken. What do I do? I went Mesprit. Another ground resist. I chose Mesprit because I can run bulky variants. As you see, it's both attacks and defenses are base 105 and has decent HP. This is another mon that I can use as a setup, or I can sweep with. Oh, my bad. And I can surprise a lot of people with different variants. I can go knockoff. I can go Ice Beam, Rocks, Thunder Wave, Thunder Punch, Trick Toxic, Zen Headbutt. I could be that guy that goes Trick Room. Yeah, I could set up a Trick Room. Order Pulse to survive people. Skill Swap is another, you know, move I can go with. But yeah, I think that, oh, and then we have Haunter. Low tier Haunter, actually, if people actually play, like, even like Haunter is like one of my favorite things to actually use. But I needed something with Clear Smog just to deal with Mega Alteria. Yeah, like, set up Mega Alteria. Not only that, but I can run Focus Edge variants in case they want to run like stuff like Return. Like, and just, you know, Destiny Bond things. I can go Explosion Haunter, which is not a bad thing. Shadow Ball, Shadow Punch gives me a Will-O-Wisp. That's why I pretty much drafted Haunter. I needed a true something I can truly put Will-O-Wisp on and not be like cringe-worthy. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. That's actually my Indigo League of Legends. But if you're gonna head and notice, this isn't just one draft. This is two. And now in my NPCC draft, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do this one. I'm pretty much just using mine that I've never used before, and some I have used just to build teams. My first pick, I think I had the 6th pick in this draft, and Mega Metagross went number 1 in this league. To be honest, if Mega Metagross doesn't go number 1, that guy is a fucking idiot. I'm just saying. It's absolute fucking monster. But anyway, so I went Sylveon number 1 because natural bulk, and I can run Specs variants. I can run Specs variants and get away with it, you know. And again, Sylveon's there. It was there, and I was thinking either this or Clefable, but for what the team I ended up drafting, Clefable actually probably actually been a better fit. I went Excadrill number 2 because I needed a steel type. And Excadrill not only gives me Rapid Spinner and Rocks, but it's base 135 attack, and it can live anything that's not a fighting hit. Plus, I can counter team Tyranitar base teams with Drill, and Sand Rush to still go off first. And with just putting up Sand, I have Sand Rush if I wanted to. I have Mold Breaker for Levitate users. And it gets access to Stab, Earthquake, Rocks. Well, it doesn't Stab, Rock Slide. It has Rock Slide, Iron Head for fairies. It can go Shadow Claw for psychic types. It can go Aerial Ace for grass types. But yeah, and Excadrill is a mon I love to use. So, Suicune was there, and I'm like, yeah, can I like get started on my fire water grass core now? I'm like, Suicune is there, and if you know Suicune, it's bulky. Crocoon is a thing. It's breakable. Crocoon's breakable, but once it starts setting up, it's GG. Good game. I'm sorry. Walk away. Go home. You know, cry in the corner. But yeah, it's there. And with a decent special attack, I can work with that. Now, Reuniclus. Reuniclus is a mod I've fallen in love in draft formats. Okay, being a Magic Guard user, so it's not affected by stuff like Stealth Rock, Sandstorm, and statuses. It becomes a status absorber, but base 125 special attack and base 110 HP means this thing, like a bulky variant, can survive knockoffs and recover up, and it's like, okay. Life Orb combined with Magic Guard is just it's stupid. Trick Room variants, you can go Thunder. Okay, yeah, Thunder. Shadow Ball, Side Shock, Side Kick. energy ball, a number of things you can go with and get away with it with Reuniclus. And this is my baby. This is what I love. This is the type of mon I love. That bulky, offensive type that can take a couple of hits, but like can recover up and continue to fight. Tangrowth is an interesting monster. Well, with Reuniclus getting as well as Magic Guard, it gets regenerated, so I can form like a pseudo regenerator core with Tangrowth. Yeah. Tangrowth is I've seen it used. So this would be very interesting. Tangrowth is a Pokemon I think I've never used once competitively, but I've seen it used and it's pretty effective. I know it gets access to knockoff, which is key in any league type format. It's a bulky grass type with, oh my god, it has base 125 oh yeah, it's bulky, fuck that. I can run, now you have a Wall, Coreboot, Tangrowth, and Suicune. Suicune being especially defensive, well, defensive all around, and Tangrowth being physically defensive. It's a natural electric resist, water resist, and it sponges hits and can just switch out and actually just regain some HP back. I think to complete this Fire Water Grass core, I think I drafted one mon that's very, very good in this format, in my opinion, and that's Frodim Heat. The Easy Bake Oven combo itself, with both his defenses at 107, with Suicune up being at 115, Frodim Heat being at 107, and having a natural 105 special attack. It's gonna be hard to actually break that wall for Suicune, Tangrowth, Frodim Heat, especially if we don't predict right. But this is my Will-O-Wisper. This is my Trick User. Pain Split, obviously, just to recover some things back. Shadow Ball for the Psychic types. Signal Beam for ground Psychic types. Volt user. So it gives me some things I can work with. Let's see. Wait. And I believe my second to last pick was Motank again. Cleric user, deceptively fast. This move pool fits my team. I needed another Rocks user just in case I wanted to be like, I didn't want it to go hyper offensive with Excadrill. But yeah, it's pretty much that. A Selgor. Okay, what intrigued me by Selgor, but it was the fact that it gets spikes. Spike's final set Gamut set with Focus Sash is common. It gets Water Shuriken as of Orez, I believe. Yeah, Orez. I do believe. Yes. But, I mean, it's a good Toxic user because it's fast, you can U-turn, you can Sledge Bomb, it gets Recover and Knock Off. Giga Drain, Baton Pass, Agility, you can go Agility, Baton, oh wait, no you can't. Oh, almost got me there. So yeah. And I can probably, I can go Guard Split. Yo, actually Guard Split would kind of wreck a lot of mons now I think about it. Like this is a pseudo water breaker in my opinion because wall breakers depend on having high defense stats and high HP stats at the same time. What Guard Split does is takes both mons defenses, adds them up and divides them by 2. So it averages out both of them and gives them both back. Which, alright, with a Selgor having base 40 defense and let's say something in the realm of I'm going to destroy you, well you can't get past me, I want to say something like Dolphin with base 120 defense, So okay, basically both mons now have 80 defense. You know, and for me to break it down, a 40-point difference in defense does mean a lot in my opinion, because that's the difference between surviving a hit and not surviving a hit. And then with the I think the greatest late round steal ever, I went Heatran. Now, Heatran, what this does is it gives me a natural Tang growth. It helps Tang growth out because of Flash Fire, obviously. It helps out who does that? It helps out Sylveon because now rocks, you have another access to rocks, you have access to Flash Cannon. It can take on steel types. I mean, you can go light air balloon, offensive. And that's pretty much it. So day 2 of the draft, I realized I still had not picked up a Mega. And I'm thinking, I don't want to have an electric type. At least I think not. But I do need something to pair up the Excadrill. And I went the Wall Breaker itself, Megalopony. Megalopony is a monster, because Scrappy, it pretty much destroys Mega Sableye upon switching. Because of Scrappy, access to high jump kick, elemental punches, Dizzy Punch, Confusion, I hate. I'm like, oh my lord, how do I deal with this? And then I realized also I did not have another psychic check, so I went Gengar. Who deals with Gengar really much? You can go Scarf Gengar to deal with like the Lotties. It gets access to Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Sledge Bomb, Sledge Wave. It has Sucker Punch. Because why not? I don't know why. But beyond all of this, like the last 2 months does not counter Talos Flame at all. I don't have a dedicated Talos Flame check. But I also do not have a flying Pokemon, and all the good ones will actually take. Well, no, I wouldn't say all the good ones. Crobat is still a good one. Fuck what you heard. Taunt, Defog, Brave Bird. Base 130 speed. It's like a truck. Not only that, but it does get Infiltrator, one of the better useful abilities in the game. You can also go Nasty Plot Crobat. That is a thing, and it does get away with it with a base a special attack of 70 and access to Nasty Plot Giga Drain. You can go Tailwind, Zen Headbutt, X Scissor. If you want to be that guy, Quick Attack. You want to be also the other guy, Mean Look. You can go Toxic and Venom Drench to be a dick. Yeah. I would actually be that guy to run that. I can go No Item, Crobat, with Thief. I can do a lot of things with Crobat now I think about it. But yeah, that's pretty much both my drafts. I know we'll be doing battles here soon in both leagues. And I don't know. Hopefully, I feel with both teams, actually, like especially with the Indigo team, I can do a lot more. Because that team is an absolute monster. Let's not even kid ourselves. That team is an absolute monster to deal with. It's a pain in everybody's ass, and there's no getting past that. It's just Thank you. Anyway, this is your boy Young Sketchy Smeargle signing out, and see you in the next video. Deuce.
You see, I stay winning, while you stay bitching. I'm camo picking, and you lag switching. Forget a 1v1, more like I won, you done. This match has just begun. I'm getting kills, but you getting none. Better get the cover when that escort hover. That Guardian with Tosha